My name is Lorrie Matheson, and we are in my studio. It's called Arch Audio. And we are here today to record a new track by Ghostkeeper.
I'm Sarah Houle.
I'm Shane Ghostkeeper.
And we're the band Ghostkeeper.
We're in Calgary, Alberta, at Arch Audio.
I basically built this place with the idea that it would be a rehearsal space for me and a place to make my own records. At the same time that I finished building this place, Ghostkeeper said, we're ready to make our first record. And so they became the first band that I recorded in here.
Our first producer was Lorrie,
Lorrie Matheson,
which is really cool that we got to come back 10 years ago when we made our first record here. Yeah, the studio was just built then, and Lorrie basically kind of was teaching us how to play.
It's been so long since we've been here, man. It's so nice. We got way more gear since that last time.
Yeah. When they first started, they were super raw, and they had a lot of enthusiasm. What sort of captivated me right from the get-go was just they don't sound like anybody, and they put themselves on the line every time, all the time, and that's a really admirable trait. When we first sort of discussed the tune, like we got Sarah to sort of make a collage of loops and samples. She sort of sketched out the basic length of the tune and the skeleton of the tune.
I used to play like a kit, and now I'm more interested in the electronics and the sampler and using pedals and just finding it more interesting, and kind of gone from rock and roll to more electronic, kind of honing it now with like experimenting with a lot of synths and stuff that we really like, and I think really defines our newer sound and is quite a difference from what we were doing like 10 years ago for sure.
Then Shane had a couple guitar parts that sort of slid nicely into this sort of groove that she created. And Eric, who is like, he's one of my favorite drummers. Like, he's so creative and his feel is just so amazing.
Well, that might be too much modulation. Do you want it with some noisy stuff?
Yeah, give me everything.
I don't know about this mod. It's kind of insane.
I think he's a kind of a free spirit, so like there's the fact that it's not really locked into any sort of regimented thing is really good for him, and I think it's really good for what Ghostkeeper is trying to do. So like Eric basically just came in and he goes, "Oh, okay, I'm just gonna do my thing." When Eric goes, "I think I hear like this cello thing," I said, "Well, perfect, let's put it on." So we, Eric got out from behind the kit, put down the cello. Shane and Sarah were working on vocals during this time, finalizing the lyric and trying to sort out the vocal melody. They are very meticulous when it comes to that, and I think it's hard on them to like sort of come up with stuff on the spot. They really wanted to be right, so I was really proud of them to kind of just go, let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's like always a challenge to write on the spot. We usually take like weeks to track one song, so this was definitely a challenge because we just work in our home studio normally, and it's like an ongoing process of tracking and retracking, and so doing it so immediate like that was pretty interesting. It was fun.
Yeah, and the idea of trusting someone. We have a lot of trust in Lorrie. He's put out and produced a lot of exciting records that we've been enjoying over the past number of years since we've recorded with him last. So it was something to look forward to. We've evolved quite extensively, I guess, with our confidence in exploring new sounds, rhythms, dynamics.
They've become less of a verse, chorus, verse sort of rock band, and they've really kind of spread out and sort of become more experimental and nuanced, I would say, than they were when they started. That's what I kind of look for in music is don't play it safe, be you, and they're all of that.